Nothing you're going to be able to do about it come fight night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's going to be very difficult. He's going to be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
How many fighters have ever been called the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world? These are two of them, and they're going to fight.
Canelo versus Crawford, a true super fight that only comes along once in a lifetime.
Erislandy Lara understands a truth that doesn't always appear on paper. Officially, the record books show him stepping out of the ring in 2014 with a loss after facing Canelo Alvarez. But anyone who watched that clash remembers something different. While the judges handed down a defeat, plenty of fans and analysts walked away believing Lara had actually shown the blueprint on how to unravel Canelo's style. His movement, his precision, and his tactical sharpness left an impression that went far deeper than the scorecards. For many, that night wasn't just a contest. It was a masterclass in strategy disguised as a loss. Boxing history may stamp it as a setback, but to those who saw it live, Lara offered a lesson in exactly how to chip away at one of the sport's biggest stars.
In regards to the Canelo fight, seeing his performance against Bivol and knowing that you've been known for your boxing ability, would you give Canelo a rematch if that was would you be looking for a rematch if that was a possibility? And would you be interested in fighting Bivol in the near future? Last question.
No, me gusta una revancha con Canelo. Bivol, yo no voy a hacer la dura visión que hizo Canelo. Bivol es un boxeador demasiado grande y fuerte, inteligente. Y creo que me gustaría la revancha con Canelo.
Erislandy Lara's latest words carry more force than casual commentary because they come from a man who once gave Canelo Alvarez one of the toughest fights of his career. In July 2014, history recorded it as a split decision win for Canelo, but many who witnessed it live saw something very different. What was supposed to be a coronation turned into a strategic battle that left Alvarez visibly frustrated, swinging wild shots at air and arms, while Lara showcased the Cuban textbook of slick defense. Sharp footwork, quick entries and exits, precise counters, and a pace that he controlled from start to finish. When the final bell rang, countless fans and analysts believed Lara had done enough to earn victory, pointing to his cleaner punches and command of the fight. But controversy erupted when the scorecards were read aloud, one in particular giving Canelo a wide 117 to 111 margin that drew immediate criticism and cries of robbery. Officially, it became another win on Alvarez's rise to megastar status, but that night left behind more questions than answers about how he handles supremely technical fighters. Fast forward nearly a decade, and the echoes of that fight are still loud, because with talk of a megabout between Canelo and pound-for-pound champion Terence Crawford, Lara has stepped into the spotlight once more. This time he offers not just an opinion but a blueprint, a reminder of how he himself neutralized Canelo, and a warning that Crawford has the tools to finish what Lara started.
Otro pelea que se acaba de anunciar, una grande pelea que tú peleaste con él hace unos cuantos años, es Canelo. Canelo va a pelear con Crawford. Crawford se va a mover dos divisiones para pelear con Canelo aquí en el Allegiant Stadium. Y tú que has peleado con Canelo, ¿qué crees que va a pasar con esa pelea?
Ahora mismo Canelo es un boxeador fuerte. Crawford es un boxeador que está subiendo dos divisiones. Hay que ver primero cómo se siente de los 6 primeros rounds y después veremos el resultado, pero creo que es una pelea muy interesante para los jugadores 50-50.
¿Qué es algo que tú te recuerdas de la pelea que Canelo y que te ayudó a seguir al nivel que tú estás? Porque peleaste con Canelo casi que 8 o 10 años y los dos son campeones ahorita todavía.
Hace 12
años.
En 2014. ¿Qué yo aprendí esa pelea? Bueno, todavía estoy activo, gracias a Dios. No fui lastimado, no cogí golpe en esa pelea. Yo pienso que si Crawford no se deja lastimar y que no coge mucho golpe de Canelo al cuerpo y en los hombros, huele que tira para los hombros, creo que puede tener el triunfo.
Erislandy Lara's prediction is more than a casual forecast. It's a warning from someone who's been inside the ring with Canelo Alvarez and understands his vulnerabilities better than most. While Lara calls a potential matchup between Canelo and Terence Crawford a 50-50 fight on paper, his advice to Crawford outlines a specific roadmap to tilt those odds. The formula, he says, is movement. Stay on the outside, use footwork, manage distance, and most importantly, Don't allow Canelo to pile up points by thudding punches into the arms. Survive the early storm, Lara insists, and the path becomes clearer. For watchers of boxing history, this plan sounds hauntingly familiar. It's the same blueprint Lara himself used in 2014 when he left Canelo swinging at shadows, unable to land consistently clean shots. And Lara's words gained new weight years later when Dimitri Bivol met Canelo in 2022. That night, the undefeated light heavyweight controlled the pace with a stiff jab, sharp lateral movement, and disciplined defense, echoing almost perfectly the strategy Lara had employed nearly a decade earlier. The result was undeniable, a decisive unanimous decision victory for Bivol that shocked the boxing world and cracked Canelo's aura of invincibility. What made the upset so telling is that it validated what Lara had been pointing to for years. Canelo struggles when faced with elite technicians who can control range and refuse to be drawn into brawls. That defeat wasn't just a rare blemish on Canelo's record. It was confirmation that Lara's so-called controversial fight had, in truth, revealed a lasting weakness, which is why, as Crawford now looms as a possible opponent, Lara's words no longer sound like bold speculation. They read like a proven formula, one that's already been tested, repeated, and shown exactly how to trouble one of boxing's biggest names.
Walk around big any goddamn way.
Right. Yeah. Now, Canelo is the bigger guy, right? But
he ain't the bigger guy.
That's what they say. They say he's wider, he's got more mass. How are you feeling about Bud going in there taking on Canelo's power?
Shit, I don't give a fuck about that power. Well, how you beat power?
Speed.
You said what?
Speed.
And what else?
IQ.
Timing.
That's why you're the coach and I'm not.
I mean, you make some good, you got some good answers, but that power ain't gonna be able to sustain throughout the fight. Watch. And he usually slows down between 6 and 7. If you slow down, that's a fucking rat.
Terence Crawford's leap up 2 weight classes to face the bigger, stronger Canelo Alvarez carries all the weight of a classic boxing dilemma, the kind that has defined the sport's greatest showdowns. Canelo's power at super middleweight is no secret. 168 pounds of proven dominance, with the kind of raw strength that can end a fight in a single exchange. Praised for his versatility and status as one of boxing's brightest stars, he still commands the division with authority. Yet Crawford, though smaller, brings a different set of weapons: speed, precision, movement, and intelligence inside the ring that has allowed him to dismantle nearly every opponent placed in front of him. The central question consuming the boxing world is whether Canelo's sheer size and firepower will crush those advantages.
Sitting there, look at Williams' score, because he already know what the play was already. He already know he's going to win the fight. Canelo actually won a round where he threw 4 punches and didn't land nothing. And they gave the man the round. This man didn't do nothing. And then you got that fool Sergio Mora sitting there capping, non-stop capping, talking about all Williams' score is running and all this stuff.
For Terence Crawford, this fight is not just another step in his career. It is a defining moment, a chance to etch his name into the history books as something beyond great. By moving up to challenge for the undisputed super middleweight crown, Crawford is reaching for a milestone no male boxer has ever touched in the 4-belt era, becoming undisputed in 3 separate weight divisions. The risk could not be higher, but the reward would be eternal. Facing Canelo Alvarez is Crawford's Mount Everest, an ultimate climb that demands every measure of skill, courage, and unshakable determination. Adding weight to this challenge are the echoes of Canelo's past. One of his most controversial opponents, Erislandy Lara, offered more than words. He left behind a roadmap, a blueprint that Dimitri Bivol later followed to hand Canelo a rare defeat. That shadow hangs over this fight like a warning, shifting the question from if Canelo can be beaten to who has the tools to do it. Crawford now stands at that crossroads. Can he execute the Cuban code, using movement, precision, and timing to overcome the size and power of boxing's modern king? Or will he become another statistic, another talented name folded into Canelo's already legendary record? The answer reaches far beyond one night in the ring. It could reshape the trajectory of boxing's future, while confirming that the biggest upset of the modern era may have already been spelled out years ago. We just weren't paying close enough attention.